Well, what's up, Facebookers, social media lights, and whatever they call you these days? I don't really know, but a little Dropkick Murphys there. We do not own any of the rights to that music, but they are pretty badass to listen to.
Something different every week.
Yeah,
like
dude. I love the Murphys, man. Listen, I'm messing with it. I'm trying, dude. I don't know. Eventually, by the time I get it, it's I don't know. The show will probably be over. Will be canceled. Dude, man, we've got a pretty sweet show here tonight. Of course, we've got Brian Malcolm, big block modified driver. I've known him a long time from my days of announcing up at Accord Speedway. Flying Brian Malcolm along with Billy V. He's here. Let's get right to it, man. Let's bring him in. This dude's a lot of fun.
All right, here we go.
All right, so there he is. All right, so we were just talking a little while ago. Brian, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Where the hell you been?
Well, thanks for having me.
So Brian and I, we go back to Accord Speedway days. Now we're talking, it's got to be almost 10 years now, right, since you've raced up there?
Yeah, probably a good 8-10 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think I might have still been using shampoo then. I'm not really sure. All the feather dusters, right? So what's going on, man? Where you been racing? Tell the folks who don't know who you are, what it is that you race, where you race, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, last year we only ran at Penn Can Speedway mostly because of the COVID-19 and all that good stuff. Run modifieds mostly all the time. Got a big block, small blocks, both of them.
Yeah. Now, did you start right off in big block, small block? Did you move up from sportsman?
Yeah, I ran sportsman for 2 years at Mock Attack.
Oh, Mock Attack, that's going way back.
Hey, I'm not that old.
Wow. Yeah. That's one of those tracks I wish I had gone to and never went. I was like, I'll go eventually, and I never went. And I'm sorry that I didn't. Yeah.
I was 16 driving street stock around that place. It was cool,
really?
Man. Yeah.
I didn't realize you were racing that long. What are you, 50-something now?
Let's not push it. They're at 39.
Oh, shit, dude. I'm not even going to say how old I am. That's crazy.
No need.
Yeah. So Brian, I gotta real quick. I gotta bring her in. So this is one of my daughters. This is Rachel. That you got to go on screen so he can see her right there. Hi. So she's a big fan of yours. She just wanted to come and say hi.
That's cool.
She's an idiot. I swear to God, it's got to be your mother. So Penn Can Speedway. Now, where other than COVID, if COVID wasn't a thing, where would you guys normally run? Where would it be Penn Can?
We'd run Penn Can on Fridays, and then we'd run 5 Mile on Saturdays.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know, like I said, for a while there, I know you guys were branching out. You were trying a bunch of different places. You know, you'd come up to Accord and had some success up there. And then you guys just went back. So Penn Can Speedway, how did your season go? How'd last year go?
Pretty good. I finished second in points. Nice. So it wasn't bad. A lot of bad luck. Flat tire, broke a motor one night. But it was all right.
Yeah. That is one of the weirdest tracks I've ever raced on. It's just it was slick, and just when you dump that thing into turn 1, and then by the time you hit turn 3, don't touch the brake because the guy behind you is going to try and push you up the hill. That was weird. That was a weird track, man. Yeah, fun though. Fun place.
5 Mile too. 5 Mile is a cool place to race too.
Yeah, I like 5 Mile. I like that.
So I don't. 5 Mile was like racing at the beach. And I didn't know where the groove was. I was like, where do you race? Everybody was just, dude, you were 5-6 wide. I was like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah. That's the best part about that place is feature time. You can run 3-4 wide all night long.
Yeah. So how many years have you been racing now?
Too many. I started in 1998.
Okay.
So,
right.
22 years, 23 years.
Okay. And primarily just stuck to 5 Mile Point, Penn Can. Did you ever run the Dirt Series, anything like that?
No, the only time I went to Charlotte the first couple of years they had that. I went there. But then, no, other than that, basically just outlaw tracks like Accord, Afton, all them good ones. Woodhall. They like to go to Woodhall, but it's kind of far.
Yeah, that's far. It's a cool place, though.
I love it there. I went to the Dales there 2 years ago or so. And yeah, that's a fun place.
Yeah.
So out of all the tracks that you've been to, what would you say is probably your most favorite?
Oh boy, you're gonna put me on the spot.
I am. Listen, we're not bashing anybody. We're just like, where is it that you like to go?
I've been partial to 5 Mile because I've been going there for a long time.
Yeah. So who runs Pencan? Who's the owner of that?
Gary Folk Sr.
Okay, so Gary, did you hear that? Just next time he does a
See, I knew that was coming.
So is that close to home for you? Like where are you guys? Where are you located at?
I'm near Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Okay, all right. Oh man, that's not far from us. Yeah.
I'm only 45 minutes from Pencan, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're about probably hour and a half, Gary.
From Pencan, yeah.
Yeah, about 45 minutes and probably, hour and 10 minutes, hour and 5 minutes of 5 miles.
Now, do you drive for somebody, Brian, or you've always owned your own equipment? How did that all come about?
I owned my own equipment when I first kind of started, first couple of years.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of, it's all like a community effort now.
Yeah. You almost have to, with, if you're going to run 2 nights a week, especially, with big blocks and small blocks, right? I mean, you'd almost have to have, almost like a NASCAR team anymore. Do you do it primarily yourself, or do you have a lot of guys that come and help you? How does that work?
Oh, no, we got a lot of guys that help. A lot of sponsors, a lot of people at the garage and stuff, Yeah, like you said, it's like a full-time job,
Yeah, yeah. And what kind of chassis do you run? What are you particular to?
I got Troyers.
Okay.
I just got another brand new one.
Okay. So and just is it like I ask the question all the time, and I think guys are they're not really sure. I mean, what's the difference between a Troyer, a Bicknell, a Hig Fab? Is it just the way they're built? Is it the way that they handle? Is it the parts that they have on there? What's the difference?
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty much a similar type of frame. You know what I'm saying? They have a little different characteristics, but it's just something that works for you. If you find it, you keep it.
Yeah, it's just one is so dominant over the other though. That's what gets me. Like the Bicknell seems to be superior.
Yeah, Bicknell's have been killing it lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's the new one now that Stewie has? What is that? DKR, DKM?
DKM,
something?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. I don't know how many they do, but they're supposedly really nice.
Yeah. Oh, Teo's another one too. He never mentioned Teo. Kurt Burns. You know Kurt Burns?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's piping in right now. We're watching some of the guys are piping in here. He said Teo too.
So you can't. Everybody knows Teo.
Yeah, that's Hearn, right? That's Brett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bobby puts the Teos together.
Listen, man, I've spent 21 years, driving a full fender car, and I still learn all the time with modifieds. And I love watching the modifieds. I really do. If somebody else wants to pay the bills, man, I'd love to jump in one. Absolutely. So
makes it easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I hear, like Timmy Pitts, he always says, if you ever want to get into an open wheel car, you want to get one with a rubber floor. What does that mean when they say a rubber floor? First thing that pops in, because I'm an idiot, is the floor is actually rubber. I don't think that's true.
The floor is actually not rubber.
Yeah.
It's basically mounted in rubber. There's just like rubber O-rings, bushings.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So they go to each side of the frame, and then you bolt them to the frame itself.
So then it makes it flex, makes the car flex. Okay.
Yeah. More flex, more drive, all that stuff.
Okay.
Nice. So what is it about 5 Mile Point that you like going there? Is it the fact that it's by the end of the night you guys can run 4 or 5 wide?
Yeah, it's racing. Like it's fun. It's a good, it's nice to race 3, 4 wide. You can actually pass people. You know what I mean? Like it's.
And what are some of what are the tracks that you've been to? Now I know you mentioned 5 Mile Point, Pencan, Accord. Now you said you were up to Woodhall and Afton and all that.
Woodhall, Afton.
Orange. Yeah. Where else have you run? Oh, Charlotte too. You said
Charlotte. Let's see what else. Big Diamond. I go there for the open show, and they have it at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we try to get around as much as we can.
Yeah. And ever any desire to give Middletown a shot, Eastern States weekend?
Yeah, it's hard. Well, it's hard for us because they always used to run Hoosiers. So, so you got to go out and buy 8, 10, 12, 14 tires, for one weekend.
Now see, I was leading into that. So you guys primarily run American racers up north there, where you guys mostly run. Now, do you prefer an American racer over a Hoosier?
No, they both have different characteristics. The Hoosiers have more stronger sidewall and stuff, but we run Americans, and that's most all the tracks we go to.
It's just easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if they were to make a universal rule, for tires, what would you prefer? Would you prefer the American Racer because you have them, or
I'm just used to American Racers. But,
yeah.
If they would open the tire rule up at a lot of tracks, they'd probably get a lot more cars. Guys don't want to spend.
So you're saying to let them run either American Racer or Hoosier, either or.
Your own preference. If you want to get more cars at a track,
Yeah.
It's all about that tire sponsor, though. That's
true. That's
the money. It'll never happen because of that reason.
Yeah. What do you think would be the more dominant tire in your own opinion? I mean, obviously, you're running American Racer, but do you think that the guys on the Hoosiers would have more of an advantage than the guys on American Racers, or you think it'd be an even?
Yeah, it'd be even kind of. I think the American Racer might be a little better where I race.
Yeah.
But if it got black and slick in that, I think the Hoosiers might be better.
Now, how is up there at 5 Mile, the track? Is it abrasive on the tires or no?
No, it hasn't been actually. Last couple of years, it's been pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. There for a while back in the day, it was a little abrasive, but now it's pretty much under control.
That's good.
Yeah. So I don't know. Have they ever had an open wheel race where it was an open tire rule? I don't know if they have.
I don't know if 5 Mile ever has.
Yeah,
that's
most places, like you said, you got to have tire sponsors, so you got to stick to what they want you to run.
Yeah.
And then you go to some tracks, it's got the tire stamp, like the Grandview. Yep. They run the American Racer, but you still need that stamp,
Yeah.
Do you think that they're doing stuff like that? I mean, just to keep the guys that they have, or why do you you know what I mean? What's the point behind having a stamped tire, or is it just so that you have to buy the tire at the track?
Well, see, they want you to buy them at the track because part of that money goes to the point fund and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So they kind of want you to get some at the track instead of buying them from other places. You know what I mean? So it helps the point fund money.
Yeah. So, with in light of everything that happened last year, I mean, a big giant kudos to Penn Can Speedway. It seemed to be the only place to go and race. I mean, I had never been there before, and I went up for King of the Can last year, and just the hospitality alone, man, was amazing. You know what I mean? It just big shout out to them. Much appreciated. For them just kind of. You almost have to say that he wasn't going to get pushed around, and he was able to stay open, and
that's what it came down to.
Yeah,
I mean, you had guys that live in Connecticut and were driving up to Penn Can just to have a place to go race.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of fighters that came in. Actually.
Yeah, and that first race, the place was just absolutely mobbed. Cars and fans. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah, definitely good.
So who would you out of everybody that you've ever raced with? I mean, obviously being in the division that you're in, who would you say is your biggest? Who's always been your biggest competition?
Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of guys over the years. I mean, it's tough to say one or two. You know what I mean?
Was there anybody that you strive to listen, man? When he shows up, that's the guy I got to beat. And was there anybody like that, or was it just pretty much you just got in your car and did your thing?
No, you basically just get in the car and do your thing. Whoever's there that night, you got to beat them, whoever it is,
Yeah. So I'm just reading some of the comments that are coming in right now. Gary Folk Jr. has left Penn Can now at Afton.
Yeah, he went to Afton.
Oh, yeah, so he's not even at Penn Can anymore.
No, that just happened this week, I believe.
Yeah, when did that happen? This week?
This week, yeah.
Yeah.
Monday?
Oh, wow.
Monday? I don't know, one of the days, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta quit drinking.
Yeah, drink more.
So, out of I mean, you've had a very successful career. Out of everything you've done in racing, what is the one? Would you say was the one memory that stands out the most?
Boy, well, I don't know. Meeting all the people, that was very nice. My biggest memory, I don't know. It's between winning 2 championships in 1 year, or I won that Brett Dale show at Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
One of them two.
Yeah.
Nice. So speaking of that, we like to ask everybody, other than the Daytona 500, What would be the one race in your career that you would love to win?
Actually, I'd really like. I never won at Accord. I'd like to win once there. Finished second a lot. I'd really like to win probably one at Woodhall. The place is just neat, and it's something about it. And I'd really like to win one there.
Yeah. It's just
Nice.
It's so far away. That's the only thing downside to that.
Now, how far is that from where we're at, Gary?
Oh, geez, it's got to be over 4 hours, if not
that's
more.
too far.
Where you guys are, probably about 4 hours.
4
Yeah, that's
hours
too far.
easily.
Yeah,
It's a good 2.5, 3 hours for me.
Yeah, it's a cool place though. It really is.
Oh yeah.
And where is that located?
It's up by Corning. Is it Corning, New York?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, that's up there.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. Now, what about like Thunder Mountain and stuff? Where is that located?
That's just on the other side of Binghamton.
Yeah,
Really? Okay.
20 minutes the other side of Binghamton, maybe.
Yeah, it was only just past couple of seasons, man. You know, we started venturing up towards Binghamton that way, 5 Mile Point, Pincan, you know what I mean? And we were always Accord, Middletown, Bethel, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, was that where did you, when you started all this, were you looking to be a full-time racer, like to do it for a living? Where were you looking for it to go?
No, well, I don't know. You never knew where it would go, you know? It's such a sport, you know?
Yeah.
But
So
I'm a lot of good people, so.
Yeah. What do you do for a living now, Brian?
I still work at Sharkey Fuels.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So you're pretty much around racing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the time. Nice. Okay.
Now, do you run any of the short track Super Series stuff, or just if it comes local?
Actually, 2 or 3 years ago, I followed the whole North Series.
Okay.
And that was pretty cool. But it's tough during the week, you know?
Yeah.
And I love going. I think I actually might go to Accord for their Brett Dale show.
Yeah, that's early too. That's go next month. Next month, May.
Oh, yeah. I plan on trying to get down. And
that could be your one right there. That's the one. You want to win at Accord? There you go.
Yeah. That could be fun.
Now that nickname, Flying Brian, Steve Pato started calling you that. Now, was that your nickname prior to going to Accord, or was that something that Steve came up with?
Nope, that's something that Steve came up with.
Really? Yeah. Dude, I don't know how that guy did it, but he came up with nicknames for a lot of guys. Now, has that followed you to when you left Accord? Has that followed you?
Yeah. My 15-year-old daughter still teases me all the time about
it. Yeah. I mean, there was many nights up in the booth. You know, we thought for sure that you were going to kind of punch the ticket that night, and just but it was just. I think the years that you were up there, Bichetti was up there. I think Hearn was up there one season. I think when you were there, I mean, there was just so many good guys.
That I ran.
Yeah,
they had 35, 40 cars over there.
Yeah, it was.
Accord was the place to be, though. There for a long time, Accord was the Friday night spot.
Yeah.
Now it's
Danny
Albany, Saratoga.
Jeff Hetzler, Bichetti.
Yeah.
Hearn came one season. Oh my God, the Rickies were always tough there. It doesn't matter, what division they're running. Those guys and girls, I should say, they're always tough. So, Brian, let's talk about some of your sponsors here for 2021. Who you got on the card this year?
A lot of them came back. They got a new NEP phone company. They came on board. Stephen Touget, he helped me out this year. We got Sharkey Fuel still, of course, where I work. Got Waymart Building Center, Grim Construction. We got Davis Powder Coating. You know Brian Davis?
I know the name. Yeah.
Powder coats all my stuff for me.
Yeah.
Dale and Sue Smith, they're on there. Carl Mahaney Welding. We got a lot of Smoking Joe's, meats and delis there. That's where I keep the cars. We put up a new shop first.
Yep.
That was very nice, really cool. So Jeff Murray Racing Onions, and don't forget Dig Shocks, Brandon and his dad there. They helped me out a lot.
Nice. So Joe Judge just piped in. He said Brian got to let me get one first at Accord. So, Joe, good dude, man, really good guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he came up a couple times last year.
Oh yeah. So with 2021, what's the schedule look like? Where you guys headed this year?
We're gonna hit Pencan on Friday nights again, and then we're gonna 5 Mile on Saturdays. I'm gonna head up. I want to go to Woodhall for opening night. I can. Sure, I want to. Yeah. And then a couple of Deo shows here and there. And then this Saturday, I'm running Alan Cormer's 88 Sportsman car at 5 Mile.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
First Sportsman in like 20 years.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
should
man.
be fun.
Yeah. I'll
No
tell you
modifieds?
No,
modified.
No,
They're
he's
all-
starting mods till May 15th.
Oh, okay. Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'll tell you, even that sportsman division anymore, no matter where you go, I mean, it's the who's who in racing anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got the talent is so deep in those fields.
And
you know?
they get more cars than the modifieds.
Yeah.
Everywhere, you know.
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Even on you go to a track on a Thursday night, Wednesday night, a Deo show, and the sportsmen pack them in, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. It's just unbelievable. It's cool though because a lot of them are young too. A lot of young kids that do it.
A lot of them are real young.
Yeah, I mean that's the future of the sport right there, man. And I like it. I do. It's great for the sport.
It's a good thing to see.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to see him fight.
Yeah.
Two little 12-year-old kids just going at it.
Yeah. That's
Because
good.
you know when it's done, they're gonna be like, "You want to go play GI Joes?" All right, cool. You know what I
Call
mean?
of Duty. Go play some Call of Duty.
Right now, some mother's watching this, going, "Oh my god, I can't believe he said that." Relax, Karen. It was a joke. So, but all right, man.
Question,
Brian,
what motor? There's that
go
question.
ahead.
What motor? What motor you run there, Brian? Somebody was asking there.
I have two small blocks. I got a 430 and a 358, and then I got the big block.
Who makes it?
Well, Jeff Murray did them this year.
Oh, okay.
He came back on board. I had him do them years ago. And the big block is from Kevin Enders.
Oh,
do you think that now the small block? Are you guys allowed to run the crate motor, the crate small block?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
But-
what about do you think that you guys should be able to go to a crate motor for both divisions? Do you think that they should mandate that, or do you still like the open motor rules?
I still like the open motor rules. I mean, the cost, it'd be more cost effective for people.
Right.
'Cause the money's what is tough with the sport.
But
you know?
yeah, you know as well as I do, though. I mean, once they start, the sportsman, it's pretty much crate motor everywhere you go. But guys are getting into them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
That's part of the game. You got to go faster than the other guy.
And how do you think that they would be able to police something like that up?
Oh, I don't know. It'd be tough. I mean, they have a thing to check the cams, like supposedly, and they have some other things they check. But it's tough. But
yeah, if it did go that route where they started running crate motors and it was mandatory for both divisions, I mean, would you be okay with that or?
Well, you'd have to be, I guess.
Yeah.
Race. I don't like the open motors.
But that's the thing, though. The W16 small block wasn't really at a big disadvantage, though. I mean,
no, most places no.
Now, isn't that what Tommy Meyer won Eastern States 200 with there a few years ago?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
And then once he did that, they told him he couldn't do that no more. Can't run that no more.
Yeah.
Right. So they went out. I think they spent $10,000 on a crate motor.
Yep.
They went out and I wouldn't say dominated, but he won, and then it was, you can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
But they were like dirt car. They were pushing that W16 motor.
Yeah, they were.
Listen,
they were trying
you
to
get
push
somebody
it.
like myself, and we go partners with somebody else, and 5,000 each. And dude, I'm going to go small block racing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was.
It could be.
I don't understand it.
For too.
What's that?
I said that's what that crate class was made for too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, listen, even in my street stock, I run a crate motor, and we were one of the first ones that started trying it, and we were doing well with it, and they tore it apart. And they were like, "Oh, it's a crate motor." I said, "Well, yeah, that was the whole point." But it was one of those they wanted you to do it, you did it, and then it was okay. Now we're going to chastise you because you're doing well, and you know what I mean. I mean, I understood because we were doing well, and they were like, "I don't know how that is."
Yeah.
But I think with with this thing, I could pull this out of my street stock and go sportsman racing.
Yeah, that's what's
nice so I think you know what I mean. So it's almost
which is a good thing.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to go that route?
Exactly.
But I think the problem with the sportsmen though is they let stuff go for too long. You know what I mean? Before they got technical with it.
Right.
And I think that hurt the sportsman class a little bit.
Listen, we do a series that goes between Accord, Bethel, and Orange County, and we had a guy one year help us with the tech, and that was Tommy Dembeck. And I'll tell you what, he had and my dad was an official for 40 some odd years, and Tommy said it best. He said, "Listen, man, if the race is close, I'm just going to check your basic. I'm going to check distributor, carburetor, pull your valve cover.
Mhm.
But if the guy is pulling away by half a track, I'm going to find something.
There's something going on.
Right?
Yeah.
So
There's something going on.
it's, you know what I mean? Listen, in the sportsman division, who is winning, who's dominating. These are the guys that I'm going to want to look at.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
once you go through them with a fine tooth comb and you don't find nothing, then that's it. What's the complaint about? Listen, guys, we tore him apart. There ain't nothing. He just can drive.
And that's the biggest thing with some of the sportsmen. I mean, Brian, the sportsman, it's all about momentum. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you got to keep it up. It's all momentum. So some guys just got the bigger kahunas that just, that could just be more, have bigger balls to get it going and keep it up rather than the next guy. You know what I mean? So when you get guys winning all the time, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean they're illegal. That's just my point of view. You hear that all the time, though.
Right. Because you watch some guys that are good, they keep that car straight.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
keep the car.
Yeah.
They don't do nothing like that to slow their momentum down.
Right.
Listen,
It's got to be the same thing in a small block to a big block. I mean, the small block, you got to wind that thing up, It's similar.
If and I don't, I'm not knocking any of these guys, but if you watch Matt Shepard, Stuart Freeze, and all these guys, they're not driving the car like everybody else is doing. They're really not.
They don't.
And you can see it because anywhere they are in the track, you can point them out because there they are. Because everybody else is down here doing this, and these guys are just, you know what I mean?
Traction control helps too.
Oh my God.
Just throwing that out there.
Listen, I kept saying that Eastern States I was announcing with Timmy Pitts, and every time Shepard or Stewie would take a position, traction control engaged. Timmy's like, "You gotta stop saying that." I'm like, "No, I don't.
Yep.
That's why I'm here."
Yep.
It's I don't know. I think you know what I mean, and that's always been a part of racing. I've always been that guy that I have no issue finishing seventh. If I was second and I tried to make a move, then just to run second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather. Well, I lost because I tried something. You know?
Yeah, you don't want to run second.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, and that's with a cheater crate motor. Who would have?
Man, that thing's legit, bro.
That's legit.
I got traction control too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I posted a video of the car running. I forget when the hell it was, and this jackass here pipes in. He goes, "Oh yeah, sounds legit." I'm like, "Listen, dude, ask George Johnson. It's legit."
Yeah.
Tore it all apart.
Everything's legit for the right amount of money.
I'm just yeah. So, all right, Brian, man, we appreciate you being on here, dude. Dude, it's always fun talking to you, man. It's like I said when Gary told me you were coming on, I was like, "Oh, cool, man. It's been a while since I talked to him."
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen him.
Yeah. So listen, man, lots of luck here in 2021. I mean, everywhere you go, dude, you're always a good time. Always got a smile on your face, and dude, I love watching your race.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's what am I gonna do? So, but listen, man, we would definitely love to have you back on. Maybe later in the season, see how things are going, and
yeah, anytime. Give me a shout.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see what's happening.
Sweet.
All right. We'll do
All
it,
right.
man.
All right, Gary.
Hey, take care.
Thanks, guys.
Brian.
Appreciate it.
No worries. So, Flying Brian Malcolm, big block modified driver, Pink Can Speedway, and dude, that guy's a blast. He really is.
Oh yeah. I remember him from Accord, man.
Yeah.
He was
dude,
great.
Always a trip, man. Dude's a good guy. Good guy.
All right. Billy's on now, so
All
he's
right.
in the green room.
He's in the green room, right?
Yeah. All right, so let's bring him on.
So, what's going on, man? Billy V, driver of the Escape RV, is that big block modified, small block? I can't tell anymore, man.
The one sitting behind me is the big block car.
Okay, big block modified driver, Billy V. Billy, thanks for joining us. And dude, you didn't look too bad. You were down there Saturday, right? Orange County. Weren't you guys down there?
Yeah, we were there and made a couple laps. So
Yeah.
We're ready to drop her back on scales for opening night here, and you know how it is, months and months from there, and we're right down to the wire here with the guys working.
Yeah. So listen, I was scrolling through social media here a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not really, I'm familiar with iRacing, but not totally familiar. But do you do a lot of iRacing?
It's something I picked up here. I kind of got involved when the pandemic rolled around and found out pretty quick I had no business being out there with any of them guys.
I don't know where you guys were. I don't know the name of I think USA. I don't know, but I know you didn't qualify. I was like, oh man, I know that guy, dude. It's almost like the real deal.
Yeah, for sure. And I spent a lot of time on that since the pandemic, and I had some help from some good friends here, and got my computer up to speed. I guess we gave her a rebuild. They gave me a new script. Got a gaming monitor, and finally, about 6 months into the deal, just like real racing, we started to get a little comfortable and did a couple leagues throughout the week. And I think it is. I'm more nervous doing that stuff than I do doing the real deal. So
yeah,
in some ways, and it's a useful tool in the off season.
So does it? I mean, is it? Can you learn on that? Can you learn from that?
I'm not sure. Some days I learned how to not put holes in the sheetrock with my desktop, but it definitely translates as far as like throttle control and just moving your racing line around and get your heart rate up. Sure, it's an adrenaline rush. 20 other guys, the time where you don't know that you're sitting on a computer screen sometimes. So, Nice. So for the folks that are just tuning in, Billy vaninwegen is joining us here. Billy, you kind of got your hands in everything, man. We were just talking about iRacing, small block, big block, and every once in a while you're jumping in a sprint car. Yeah, man, I think racing. That's what we live for. Real fortunate to be hooked up with a great group of people. It took pretty much a whole career to finally get to the point of where we're getting to the point of where we're really well prepared for a full season of racing with all kinds of different. Really fortunate to have a new Bicknell big block modified, and really excited. I got background here working on a brand new Hig Fab chassis that we're gonna have a 358 motor in this year. For mainly Orange County stuff, making some stuff up at Thunder Mountain. Joey Barbagallo at Escape Power Sports has really established a great modified program up here with me. It's been a building process in the last couple of years. We're finally getting to the point I think where we can really start to do something around here. And I have Brad Radavoy like to use on the sprint car side of things. We have 3 race-ready sprint cars that we can do some ESS stuff, some USAC East Coast stuff, Patriot Sprint Tour. Anything we can get to, anywhere that there's a race, I can be there. I'll be there.
Yeah. Now, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the sprint car? I mean, listen, I love when Mav TV comes on because I'm like, oh, I know that guy. I know him. Yeah, I'm friends with him. My kids could care less, but do you prefer the sprint car over the modified, or is it just you just want to race? If it's got a motor and a wheel, we're going.
Really, I'm a cold hard believer in that racing sprint cars makes me better in a modified, and racing a modified at times makes me better in a sprint car. A lot of it translates, and you look at things differently. Bouncing around like that, guys that kind of focus on one thing all the time. I mean, there might be times where it backfires and hurts me a little bit, but there's also times where I think it's definitely helped me. And, this year I was hoping to fill in a speedster a couple times too for Bob Swavely. His main driver, Steve Buckwalter, a good friend of mine I've driven for at the Chili Bowl and stuff. And there's races that he can't take. Was gracious enough to give me an offer to drive that thing. And so I'm hoping that can kind of translate, as kind of a happy medium between car to modified, so I'm hoping that that'll be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, those things look like they're fun, especially out there.
Yeah,
action track.
Yeah, action track. I'm not really sure where else we're headed this year, but guys, take a look at the stuff there and anywhere we can get them. And Bob Swavely's got a great hot rod and number 56 car that Steve actually won the opener with at Middleford. So I got some big shoes still there. I'm looking forward.
Yeah. So with all the racing and stuff that you're doing, I mean, you're pretty much a full-time driver now, right? You're doing this for a living?
I wish. No, actually, believe it or not. New job as a salesman for exterior pro builders here in Middletown, selling roofing, siding, gutters, like that. And that's kind of been my last 6 or 7 years or so here with different companies. But it's been a tough couple of weeks here, getting used to my new job and right in the prime time of building race cars and stuff like that. So it's been hectic the last couple of weeks. But
I was gonna say, when do you find time to sleep?
Yeah, you could ask my girlfriend Taylor. It's tough, and then when I'm not up, I'm laying there awake half the time thinking about what I need to be doing. So, you get a couple hours in here.
Get all the sleep you need when you're dead.
Exactly.
It's a little morbid.
That's it. Yeah, no doubt. Go racing. Live for the moment.
Yeah. Let's talk about 2021. I mean, if anybody who has Mav TV watches TV, we know you're all over the place. Where are you guys running? I mean, you talked about the sprint car, you talked about small block, big block. Where are you calling home? Friday night, Saturday night?
Our primary deal for points racing this year, I think, is going to be the big block at Orange County Fair Speedway for their deal, which is the last 30 days, Saturday, sprint. So that's, obviously really ideal for me to on that for racing points, because then we could, open up some of those days for sprint cars. We also are going to start out next Saturday with the 8 at Middletown. We should be there at least till the middle of May. Might be the conflict with the ESS, and then from there, we'll kind of have to decide on where we're at points-wise and focus on, what's our main focus for points racing outside of that. It'll be ESS, maybe the small block in Orange County. So we're going to kind of play it by May here.
That's what happens when you points racing. It sucks you right in, where you're at, it'll suck you right in.
I really feel like our big block program's in a good spot right now, and Joey's really stepped up. We won the Thunder Mountain raffle, brand new Bicknell chassis, fresh in both our ends. Our big block stuff has been really awesome. Super good at practice. Getting comfortable down in Florida, so I'm excited to get that started Saturday. Hopefully, get off on the right foot. And,
definitely a big shout out to Joe Barbagallo. I mean, even us little lonely, homely street stock guys, dude, the things that he does for racing and for motorsports, and it's really awesome. And dude, great guy, great family. Yeah.
Just say enough about what he's done for my career. Kind of when we were in a dark spot there, where I wasn't sure if I was going to have modified plans, and we started the 4-car program, and basically my dad just built a shop, and we rolled the car in that he bought up. The Smith brothers at the time. We had a trailer, a truck, and a couple of years later, we're here with 2 brand new cars, a couple fresh engines, and hoping that we can race for a points championship. So that's a huge tribute to how quick we were able to do that, and not easy by.
Yeah, no.
So you're racing a Bicknell and a Hig Fab, Yeah,
this year, we're gonna have the Bicknell we won last year up at the Mountain in the raffle, and then we just picked Jesse from Jerry a couple weeks ago, and we've been hammering down on getting that practice, but. Kind of ran out of time. So Joey actually got that down for us Saturday, made laps, and hopefully nothing falls off her, and we'll be ready for.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on this new scoring system, points wise for Orange County? It's kind of 50-50. Some guys are for it, and some guys are not too happy.
Oh yeah, I haven't decided yet. I think I'll be all for it if I'm in those final 4 spots. I think it's cool. You know what I mean? Sometimes the days of Saturday night point racing can get monotonous. It gets to be a grind, especially if you fall back into that 7th and 9th range. So I feel like it's going to keep at least a handful of us really hungry throughout the summer there to try and get into those top 8 spots. And, there's a lot of money on the line. People say they don't like it. Like Diamond Bay, that final night's points race, and there's going to be, a lot of hype for the guys going for $25,000. And got to
Do you think that it makes it difficult for a local guy to because now you have I do believe a bunch of Thursday shows now. Do you think it makes it difficult for a guy who's not racing full time to make these shows?
I don't know. I'm all for the Thursday racing. I mean, obviously, with us being local, it's not like that. Most of us can still make it over there at a reasonable hour. Our crew guys that have jobs in the area and stuff like that, but. It's going to make it tough in general. Big block racing anywhere is tough in general. There's so many full-time guys. This stuff's going to open up guys from, Land of Legend, just from upstate New York that, are tough no matter where they're racing. And this new surface kind of has turned into an upstate track, so gypsum cars and Matt and them guys that really excel at that type of racing, they're tough to beat no matter where we go. And now, we kind of lost a little of that home court edge at so hoping that we can be in that mix. Anthony's done a great job of stepping up and running with them guys on home turf. So I'm hoping that we can follow a line there and be one of those guys.
Yeah. And then you had mentioned, the new surface at Orange County. I mean, you had the privilege of running in the old one and now this new one. What do you think of the new surface? The new configuration, I should say.
Believe it or not, in 2019 there, right before they resurfaced, we won 2 out of the first 6 shows. Only sprint car racing part-time in Orange County, and then they put the new surface down, and man, we were terrible. I didn't qualify for this meal, and I hated the new surface. Just strictly because I got behind on not switching to coils and doing all the stuff we really need to be doing. But I think we're finally getting caught. had a lot of good help, good people on getting to where we need to be with the coil stuff. And I really, the days of falling in single file in the rubber around the guardrail on the bottom are over. We really got to move around. There's an awesome top side, turns 3 and 4. And, you know what, you earn every bit of where you finish now. So I'm all for it. Tire wears are very minimal, so that's cool. The tire bill's gone way down. And I think it doesn't really matter where you start any given night, you can come to the front. So that's all.
Yeah. And that's been proven too. Last year guys come from the back and win. Yeah,
for sure. That's getting that 5 years ago. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. I know they're working hard on getting some of the dust issues and stuff that we've had, but like Eastern States, once that dust blew off, that was some of the best I've ever been a part of. So
Even Jerry said, the days of having to go out and spend money on a big giant motor, those days are over right now at Orange County. And it kind of puts you right back into the driver's hands. You got to drive more than anything with that place.
For sure, yeah. You got to definitely check the racing lane a couple times throughout the race. Not be afraid to move around. And I said you can't just cling onto the rubber and run single file anymore. So it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Everybody step up a little bit, and definitely got to make changes to your program from what we were doing 5 years ago. So, finally get close. It'll pay
so
off.
Did you start your racing career? Did you start off in an open wheel car, or are you one of the guys that graduated from slingshots? How did you get started?
Slingshot graduate, but when I was 5 years old, we started right down the street here at my race shop at Oakland Valley Racer, go-karts, kid karts and stuff like that. And we went out to Hamlin, did some go-kart racing. That turned us on to slingshot racing. And from there, did some Tobias Speedster racing when they first came out, and then kind of went into 305 stuff. Then we jumped right into a big block modified from some good friends at Len & Joe's Racing, the Markle family. They were gracious enough to give us a big block engine. We went out and bought a 2005 Bicknell at the time, I think it was, and parked right next to Jerry, and got my head beat in every single week by the majority. Orange Chuck McKee, Tommy Meyer, and all those guys were lapping me most. So now 10 years later, here we are, and I feel like we're finally getting to the point where we're one of the guys that can run for the championship over there. So really proud of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, nice. So out of all the racing that you've done and everywhere that you've been, what's one of the tracks you really, really like to race at?
Oh, definitely.
What's one of your favorites?
I would have to say Brewerton and Fulton are awesome. Sprint car. There's so we get to go up to Canada. Unfortunately, go up to Canada. Hopefully, border back up so we can get up there again this year. Drummondville and Granby. Granby's where I got my first 360 sprint car win with ESS. That place is awesome. I mean, every event you go to there feels like an Eastern States weekend or Super Dirt Week with campers, beach balls getting around, and people drinking beer in the pits. It's a wild deal.
Had you been up to Oswego?
It's Canada.
You Dirt Week up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we've been to Oswego. That's also very cool. Had some bad luck there the last time we were there, but that's another very cool venue. Looking forward to hopefully get back to Dirt Week there. Thunder Mountain, we're going to get there a couple times this year. I know I'd be in big trouble if I didn't say that's one of my favorites. And love
yeah, you better say that.
The new deal with dating Taylor Spoonhour, her family owns Thunder Mountain Speedway. Great group of people. Kind of got a behind the scenes tour over the summer when I was on the injured reserve with my arm in a sling, drive the Page truck, and got to hang out with Carl and learn a lot about track prep and stuff like that. So hoping to get there when ESS goes there on May 22nd. When the Super Dirt Series goes there, and they got some great stuff going on there too. So looking forward to being a part of some of that. And they just I think that place is going to race really well this year. Carl and the boys are working hard on it, and I know they got some snow this morning, but
yeah,
they'll be ready to rip here in the next week or so.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, we on the way to work this morning. I work up Monticello, and it was snowing. So what is this now?
Unbelievable.
So then I realized what the date was, and then I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
so, Billy, out of all the races that you've won and everywhere that 500, what's the one race you would really truly like to win?
Oh man, I have to say the Eastern 500, just with it being so close to home and watching that race was probably 4 or 5 years old, the driving and stuff like that. Being a crew member for Jeremy Markle when I probably wasn't even old enough to get in the pits, they probably get me in, and then there's something about that weekend being so close to home and everybody there. I would have to say that's probably the top of my realistic list, and anything aside from that, I would have to say just to make the AMA Bowl would be, right there with that. That's such a cool event, and pleasure of doing it. Buckwalter twice, and kind of hoping to make it out there not next year, in the future here. Something I want to do again.
And now Buckwalter, he picked up a modified ride, right? A pretty good one.
That's it. Yeah, Timmy, relative.
Okay. It's not the same one.
A good friend of mine, and glad to see he's back at it. I was fortunate enough to get the 5G ride with Kurt Michael and Bill Gallagher going, and Timmy, got busted up at Bridgeport. So
that was bad.
Very cool that he put my name in the ring for that. Timmy's very talented. Win some more races.
Nice.
Yeah. Where are you looking for? I mean, you're still a pretty young guy. Where are you looking for this? For your racing career to go? I mean, are you happy where you're at? Are you looking? Maybe NASCAR or something like that. What are you looking to do?
I would say the days of looking at NASCAR stuff definitely over, but definitely happy with all the opportunities I have right now. It'd be almost impossible not to be. Hope to keep building on our programs here, and I would like to keep versatile where we can do sprint car racing, modified racing, speedster racing, whatever it may be. And just keep winning races and, figure out what it is, championships, whether it be the tour or county championships or whatever, you know what I mean? Just hopefully keep racing for a long time here and put some wins on the board.
Yeah. I mean, you're still what are you, mid-30s, late 30s?
28.
Yeah, see, isn't that's sad that even a young guy like that, there's just like NASCAR is over with. Once you hit, I think once you hit like 28, then that's it. That's to me that's horrible.
Yeah.
Me, I want an older guy with some experience in my car, so he's not costing me money.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those guys, most of you see how happy they are when they get back in the dirt car. So I mean, the money paychecks might be sweet, but at the same time, I don't think they really have as much fun as some of us are. And,
well, you got to be so politically correct anymore. You got to be careful what you say, and you know what I mean. And you say the wrong thing, in a heated moment, or something like that, man. That's it. You're done. Your career's over.
Yeah.
Wrong word on iRacing, you're down the road.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So, Billy, I appreciate you joining us, man. Dude, always a pleasure talking to you. Best of luck to you here in 2021. I know you're a busy guy, man. You're one of them guys that I'm like, I wouldn't mind racing that, But, dude, it's awesome. I love watching you race. Dude, really clean guy and always professional. And, dude, even your sister's one hell of a I'm going to say wheelman. I am going to say wheelman. Your sister's one hell of a driver, too. And, dude, she's I've watched her do some pretty I can't believe she saved it kind of moments.
Sure.
So
having me on, and looking forward to seeing you out at the races. It's going to be good to be back full time this year. Things are looking good and opening back up. So, thanks for having me on. Hopefully see you guys at the track.
Yeah, man. And, we'd love to have you back on, maybe later in the year and just see how things are going.
Sounds good. Yeah, maybe if we do something cool like win a race or something.
All right. Billy, thanks for joining us, brother. So, Billy V. Dude, really nice kid. Always family's amazing. And it's Lennon Joe's, Jeremy Markle. Jeremy and I both started. Yeah, we both started the same year at Bethel Motor Speedway in the 6-cylinder division. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, he's been them guys been, and like Billy said, he's been there, when he was probably not even old enough to get near the pits,
Yeah.
And they were from Port Jervis. Billy's dad, great people, great family.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dude, if you're driving up, what's that, 84, heading just outside Milford, maybe, you can see the shop right there on the left-hand side.
Was it? That's where's that?
Or is that Sherlock's?
That's
right?
Sherlock's shop. Yeah, that's Sherlock's shop there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think their shop is going out of town.
Yeah. So I got messaged during the week. I don't know if you did too, Gary, but I had a couple of people ask me if we can open up a kind of, I guess, like a little Q&A section, part of the show where, guys can pipe in and ask our opinion, what we feel, how we feel about certain things, different situations as far as racing goes.
Yep.
So I'd like to open that up right now. Go ahead and type in your question if you got one. And, dude, I'd love to give you guys my opinion. Gary'd love to give you his opinion. Dude, I didn't realize you were involved in racing that long, man.
Yeah, I've been racing since I was 16.
Really? How old are you now?
I started at Mocatech.
Really? I remember the Accord days, the old red and black number 14. I remember that.
And in fact, I bought my first race car from my cousin, Buck Dunning. He raced that Accord.
Yeah.
And actually won with the 6-cylinder up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, Buck became one of the flaggers down at I want to say Orange County
Orange
and
County.
Accord.
Yeah,
right?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while he'll pipe in, and
Yeah, he actually won. He won two or three pure. Well, they were pure stocks back then. They were called pure stock championships. And I said he did it with a 6-cylinder, which was pretty impressive, But I think it goes to that whole when the track is right, big block to small block. Sometimes the small block would win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Even back in the day, my uncle. When he raced, back then it was White Lake Speedway. He ran 6 cylinders against the V8s, and he always did well.
Yeah, it was weird. I could never figure. It's just amazing that he made that thing work the way he did.
Well, you get a car to handle just right, and you could stay in the throttle a lot longer than somebody else. You know.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough. Nate Stevens, what were your most memorable? Okay, so Nate's piped in. What were your most memorable races? Oh my gosh!
Shit,
I got a obviously. Oh, you go ahead. What's your most memorable?
Well, I was never really. I didn't really win as much as you. I never won actually. The one that sticks in my head is Accord. A few years back when I was racing street stock, led the whole race, and then John Wyanowski passed me coming out of 4. Took the win. That sucked.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, John.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I got quite a few, a couple stand. Obviously, my first one ever in Orange County. Eastern States win 2007 Orange County. That was a cool one. I cried on that one. There was one Danny Carlo led the entire way. A buddy of mine I was actually stationed in the Army with, Scott Oden. He had come down. He lives up in Muncie, PA actually, and he had come down. I ran second all night long, and then with 2 to go on a restart, I wound up beating Danny, and not by much. And man, what a race! That was amazing.
So you broke his heart too.
Yeah. Well, Danny had a win or two, but 2008, the last points night of racing, it came down to the last lap, last turn. Willie Lenzi and I were going for the title. He got spun by somebody, and I wound up winning the championship by like this much.
Nice.
I think the one that really stands out the most has got to be not last year, but the year before. I finally got my first win at Bethel, and that's where I started. That's where I'm from. With like 5 laps to go, man, I was balling. With 2 to go, I don't think I took a breath, and it was awesome. Before I even got out of the car, I mean, Tony was in the car. My buddy Tony Gearhead, he was in the car, and Jimmy was there, and my kids were there, and dude, it was really cool. It really was. We've been fortunate enough to win. We've won quite a few races, and at 3 different tracks, and to me that's amazing. Every time I win, I'm always like, man, I'm still in awe. You know what I mean? I never thought that. I never thought I'd be that guy. Yeah.
It's hard to win, man. It really is, to do it all the time. It's hard.
Yeah, it's every time I win, I'm always so grateful. I really am. I'm always so grateful.
You don't know when that opportunity is going to come again.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody is just, dude. You got 10 cars on any given Saturday at Bethel that can win a feature.
Absolutely.
And that is one of the toughest tracks I've ever been to. And I don't know, man. You win anywhere, and it's amazing. So
yeah, Bethel is a tough place, though. Bethel, I raced the Sportsman and the street side. It's tough up there.
Yeah. So Bud's asking the new points at OCFS, yeah or nay? I don't like it. No. It's almost NASCAR style. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I can't. The way with the NASCAR points, I think it makes it interesting. I don't like the fact that some guy can win. He can win opening night and not come. You know what I mean? Then has a shot at the title. That's the only thing I don't like.
Listen, I get it. I understand why they're doing it. I'm not a fan. I don't.
Yeah, you know exactly why
not
they do it.
Yeah, the year that NASCAR, started, a couple of years when Busch got hurt. I think it was Kyle Busch. He got
Kyle
hurt,
Busch broke his legs. Yeah.
broke his legs, and then came back and won championship. I don't know, how does that
Yeah.
happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just
Lost all
I don't
them
know.
races.
Yeah, I don't know, not a fan, but I tell you what they're doing down at Orange County as far as the surface goes. I like it. I really, really like it. Saturday was a little rough. We got like a lap and a half in, and unfortunately that ended. Our night got ended pretty quick. But we went down Tuesday, and dude, I haven't been able to drive the car into the turn that hard in a long, long time, man. A lot of bite. You can move around a little bit. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad.
But they said Saturday was a little rough, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of people were complaining, but then they said Tuesday the track surface they really got it right.
It wasn't bad. It was like you could race. Let's go race.
Yeah,
you could race.
It
was a little tiny rough, in 2, but it wasn't as bad as it was Saturday.
Right.
Off of 4, it was a little rough, but again, not bad. It was definitely like. Dude, there was moisture in that track, man. You could really drive the thing in there. I mean, it was pretty cool. Kyle and I were having some fun out there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're trying there. You know what I mean? Everybody's bashes them all the time. We're not here to bash anybody. No tracks. You know what I mean? You got kudos to what they're doing there. I mean, they're trying.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're doing everything they can. They're throwing everything at it.
Yeah. What's the dude on? I think it's OCS Fest Observer. They call him Monster. Johnson Hearn is his name. The real name, Anthony Lehman, I believe is his real name.
Okay.
He kind of stepped up, and they said, "Hey, listen, you think you could do it? Come on down." And I don't know the whole story behind it, but listen, he stepped up, and let's listen, I give him credit, man. I really do. The guy's got. I hate to say he's got the world watching, but he almost does.
Yeah. Now, Janiak was doing it, right?
Yeah, but I think Matt's going back racing.
Yeah, he's going back racing now.
Yeah. I don't want to knock the guy. He's doing a really good job. He's working hard. He's giving himself an attaboy there. But Anthony Lehman. Lehman. Let's see how he makes out in July and August when the sun's beating on that thing.
That's a whole different animal then.
But as far as being smooth and being racy, I think he's got it, man. I think it's water. The best racing was after a week of rain. You know what I mean? So I think as long as Brett and the gang, let this guy give it a shot, let him do what he's doing. I think the place is going to be racy, man. I really do.
Yeah, it seems like it's going in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
And you got figure Saturday was the first time any cars were on the damn track. You know what I mean? So you got to cut a little slack there.
Listen, come on. It was definitely. I haven't seen it that good on a practice night in a long time, in quite a few years. I mean, it was rough. It was rough. It wasn't too bad. The open wheel guys, they got a different setup than what we do. It was a little rough for us. We bottomed out quite a bit. But like I said, Tuesday night, man, it wasn't bad.
Did they do it in the daytime Saturday? I don't remember. Was Saturday during the day?
I want to say we started around 3, maybe 4, something like that.
The day, so I mean that's always tough too. Daytime racing on a dirt track is hard. Yeah. I mean, just look at Bristol. That's all you need.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
they junked some stuff that day.
Whew. That's all you need to know about daytime race. They should have had that race at nighttime, late at night.
Yeah, so
that would have been better off.
All right, well, I think it's quieted down here quite a bit. Wait, does Bethel change with rubber down or not? Yes, it does. Yes. Usually early in the day, it's real greasy, and by the end of the night, the temperature drops and the car tightens up, so you want to try and free that thing up a little bit. But, it definitely changes.
I always say, I've said it all the time, like, the bottom is always there, but the top, only very few guys can make that work. Like, I wish they could get, like, some kind of traction compound that they use. It's a small track, you know what I mean? I wonder if that's feasible, just to make another lane there, because I mean, you race there, you get out of that groove and you get pushed up after it's game over for you. You know what I mean? I've seen Kyle Welsh run that. I mean, he ran it very well. Some guys can, but it just seems like the bottom
if you can get the thing to roll through the center and off. That second lane is where you need to be. It's me. I annoy the hell out of Kyle because I use the whole track. You know what I mean? I'll run the middle of that second lane and I make it tough to pass.
Yeah.
Kyle, Larry O'Donnell's another one. He can work that top side. You know what I mean?
So I said, some guys can just do it.
Yeah, it's not about, who's got the bigger balls. It's just the car works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you really can't be afraid to go up there. And that's watching Kyle and watching Larry, watching Gary O'Donnell back in the day. Listen, I've found a groove up there.
Strap it up too. So that'd be pretty cool. So anybody that follows the page, be able to watch the race, live stream in car. So that's pretty cool deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we were going to go to Orange County on the 10th. Apparently we're not doing that now. So we will start our racing, our personal racing will start on the 17th up at Bethel. They'll have practice that night.
So you're not going to Middletown at all then?
Nope.
No.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
So,
some things are better left unsaid.
I don't know what happened. I know we were on the schedule and now we're not, so that's okay. All right, no worries. So the 17th, Bethel will open up with a practice, and then of course that night they'll have an enduro. I do believe the grandstands are free that night, so definitely still come out. And thank you, Steve. Steve Conklin piped in. Great show, guys. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate you, man. This is a dude that I used to watch growing up as a kid, and I was like, oh, man, dude, you know what I mean? And now he's over here. That's cool. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Bud, always a pleasure, man. Bud, I do apologize, man. Bud was going to be my guest. He was going to come down to Orange County with us. But dude, I still want you to come down. Bud, you'll be my guest. If we go back Eastern States weekend, man, you'll come down with us. But
you'll be there for that, no doubt.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm kind of hoping Bethel gives us the Marquis Travers night off at Orange County. That's a good race to be in the Marquis Travers Memorial Run.
Oh yeah.
And so we're kind of hoping a lot of racing this year at Bethel. So
Bobby Waters.
Yep. And
did you see he's coming back? Yeah, I saw he posted on there that he's coming back racing. I said, damn.
Yeah,
sportsman racing too.
Yeah, Bobby, hit us up, man. We want you on the show. If anything, we'll have your daughter. We'll talk to your daughter and not you. She's a talker. So, but congrats, man. Welcome back. We've missed you, man. Dude, I just love watching Bobby racing.
It's been a while, right? For him?
Pro stocks and he actually, I think he had a couple of wins in Sportsman, at least one. So, yeah. Bethel is free on the 17th and the 24th. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you.
There you go.
So, but.
It's a good time to check it out,
man.
That's never been to Bethel, it's on the fence. Yeah. There you go.
Yep. And I believe that there are enduros both of those nights.
Yeah.
So anybody, and that is a series this year. So keep in mind, I believe it's $50 entry fee for the enduro. But that is a points thing this year. So get your stuff together. Come on out. It's going to be a good time.
Man.
All right, fellas.
Until next week.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. Take a look at my page too. Tony Gearhead took my car out, spun it out twice.
Yeah, I saw.
He had a good time.
not much else you can say to that, right?
Yeah. This ain't no sissy sport. We driving race cars. So, all right, folks. We'll see you next week. Keep an eye on the page, and we'll let you know who we got coming on. And of course, racing's here, man. Saturday, opening night, Orange County Fair Speedway, and then we've got a couple of weeks, and then Bethel kicks off their stuff too. So it's going to be a good time.
We're starting up, fans in the stands too. So
yeah,
brother.
You do have to. You can't show up and buy tickets to get into the stands in Orange County. You do have to call the office. You do have to reserve your tickets. Please call the office. Okay. I think it's 342-2573. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I believe that is the number. They do have a page. Hit them up if you have any questions whatsoever. But Orange County kicking it off here this weekend. And I'll tell you what, I think it's Big Blocks and Sportsman.
Yeah, 2 divisions.
Yeah, man. So,
yep.
But all right. So we will see you all next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel.
See you next week, buddy.
Have a day.